Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. So today, Scorpio, for your meditative session, I saw a letter, like someone putting a letter in an envelope. I think it's just symbolic. I don't know if you guys like write letters nowadays, like anyone still like mails letters to people, but I think like someone could be like, trying to form a letter or like writing something down, right, to send to someone. It could be like a text, an email. I don't know, like however this person is gonna do it. I don't know if this person's like blocked. I don't think this is like someone who's blocked. I just think like they haven't spoken to this other person in a while, which is why like the letter is so important, right? Because it's like the introduction. Like if they don't say something good in the beginning, like in this letter, the person might not answer. See what I'm saying? Like they want the person to answer. That's the whole point. So it's like the letter has to be good, right? Like it has to like trigger the person in a good way to like want to respond. I don't think these people have spoken in a while, and that's what I'm getting. It's like a letter, and I see like red with the white like letter. So yeah, Scorpio, like something important has to be said here, and I think it's, to someone who's like obviously significant. I think it has to do with the relationship, and I just see someone like it's not that it's fake, it's just that it has to be really real so that they'll answer, right? Like that's what I'm getting. So it's like the way they want to word it also is important. Like they don't want to give too much details away. Like they're being very careful, right? So yeah, Scorpio, that's what I'm getting for your meditative session. Let's pull some more cards and see what we got. I feel like there's someone like involved in this relationship, like some sort of interference that took place, right? And I feel like we have the King of Fire and the Queen of Fire twice, right? So I think that I honestly feel like the Queen of Fire was the one that interfered, right? Because that's with the Five of Wands, it's like that's the person that caused the conflict, right? And I feel like that's why with the Crone and the King, it's like the King is being guided to speak about what happened, right? And that's why I feel like, again, I get the letter. Like, it's so important what the letter says, because it's like if the King says like, I was dating someone else, or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this Queen of Cup won't even like want to hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like she'll start reading it and then stop right away, because it's like her suspicions might have been right, or it's like this is not exactly what she wanted to hear. But it's like I feel like this person wants to talk about it. They want to talk about it, right? Like how they're not with anyone else anymore, or how they were with someone for whatever reason it is. I don't know exactly. I feel like everyone's gonna be different, but it's like they want to communicate to the Queen of Cup about this cycle, like what has gone on, right? Like while they have been separated. And I feel like they're really being guided to do it with the Crone, right? It's like to go towards the path that they want to go, right? They have to say it. They have to speak about it. Like there's no way that this could go. This is what I'm getting. It's like I think they wanted to speak to this queen without saying anything about someone else, right? And what they realize is like there's no way to not include this person in the letter or like whatever they're gonna say. Like, it has to be said. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like they can't get away with like, they cannot get away with not saying it. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, they cannot come into this new cycle and pretend it didn't happen, because that's kind of like, even withholding information, I feel like it could be seen as like lying in a sense. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you're gonna withhold information. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what this person is like intending to do either. Like, if they start this new cycle with this Queen of Cup, they have to say it. Like, they have to say it. Like, it cannot be withheld. It's information that's needed to, and I think it's needed for the Queen to understand where they've been. Again, I don't know what's been going on. I mean, she's coming up in reverse, right? And there's conflict. So I feel like the cycle might have ended with this person, or I think it's more complicated than you understand. Like, you might think like, oh, this person just left me for somebody else, or this person and me broke up and now they've been with somebody else this entire time. And they want you to know that it's more complicated than that for some reason, or it was more complicated than that. It had to do with like maybe family, had to do with like career. There's something that makes it more complicated. It wasn't just like them picking someone and deciding to stay away. Like, even though that's what I feel like this Queen thinks it is, right? Because all the Queen, I think the Queen, what really matters is time, right? With the Four of Swords, it's like this person took so long. Like, this cycle, this king has been away. It's been for a very long time, right? So it's kind of like, I think that's like the only point that the Queen of Cup can see at this point. It's like, it should have never taken this long. Even if you were with someone else, even if like you broke up with them a long time ago, whatever the deal is, time is really what's gonna bother this Queen of Cup. Like, it has to do with time, right? And I think like the Queen of Cup, I think this is someone who understands divine timing, who understands like Kairos and like soul time, and when we're ready for things to happen, that's when they're meant to happen, not when we want things to happen. Again, but there's something in this Queen of Cups ego that triggers, like, it's triggering her, like, about the time. Like, it should have never taken this long. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they feel about the situation. It's like, even if it's soul time, like, I don't know, it's bothering the Queen, right? And I think like it's been a really long time. That's what I keep getting. It's like this person was away from them for such a long time that it's like, that's the only thing that they can really think of at this point. It's just like, I don't know if I can like do this anymore. It's taken you too long to get back to me. That's what I'm feeling. Like, time, this is like something to do with the ego of the Queen, right? Time. It's really, really irritating her. I could feel it. Like, she's like, no, like, even if you were with a karmic, even if like there was family things going on, whatever it was, like, the fact that it took so long, that's what's really irritating the Queen. And I think the advice for the king is to obviously speak about the Queen of Wands, right? Like, I don't think that this king can go like into a new cycle or into some sort of communication without speaking about where they have been and being like honest about it, right? Like, saying the truth. And it's like these people can't, something could not have started, like something never started, right, for these two people. That's what I'm getting with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's like something was meant to start and it didn't start, right? It's like a false beginning that happened between these two people. Like, these three are coming up, everyone's coming up in reverse except for the king at the end. So that's why I'm feeling like the king is the one that has to put forward action. But like right now, like all the players have kind of been taken out of the map, right? Like the Queen of Wands, I don't feel like is any longer with the King of Wands. And I feel like the Queen of Cup is no longer with the King of Cup. I mean, the King of Fire, like everyone's kind of separated. And it's like all these false beginnings, right? For everyone here, right? False beginnings for her, false beginnings for him, and false beginnings for her. Like everyone had like this dream and it didn't take place. Like everyone here had a, do you know what I'm saying? Like a dream that like, or a, you know, when you like daydream and you envision like what your future is going to be like and you picture this person in it and you picture your apartment or your house or like, you know what I'm saying? Like you daydream about what things could be and it's like all of it ended up to shit, right? Like it didn't end up working for any of these people. Everything that they thought like was going to happen didn't happen, right? And I think it's painful, right? Yeah, and someone's like haunted by the fact that this didn't work out the way they wanted it to, right? I think everyone, to be honest, I think all three of these people, I think this is all three of them, right? Like with the Five of Swords, it's like they're coming to the realization that like what they tried to manifest like didn't work out. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, and it could be like their own fault, right? It's like the king might have chosen somebody like chosen somebody wrong, and the queen could have been sitting in ego and reacted to the king at one point and been like, no, forget you, like you took too long, you're with somebody else, like I moved on. See what I'm saying? Like everyone here felt like this was like a nightmare because they all wanted a start. They all wanted this in their lives, like a constructive beginning, right? Where like when you put a seed into the ground, you expect something to grow. It's like nothing grew, right? And you're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and like nothing comes out of the ground. And you're like, okay, like what happened? You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel like is going on here. And I feel like everyone here now, like after the cycle, kind of is in the Nine of Swords, where it's like coming back to trusting yourself, right? Because like this didn't work out for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't work out for me. Now I have to do like work on myself. It didn't work out for me. I have to do work on myself. It didn't work out for me. I have to do work on myself. This ended up being like a nightmare. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like. Anxiety. Like all this trial and like hoping and like putting effort into something that didn't work out, right? And I think a lot of it has to do with like where you were headed, right? Like this king could have been headed with this queen, but maybe this was a karmic, and this queen could have been with this king, but maybe ego was involved. And you know what I'm saying? This king could have been with this queen, but maybe ego was involved for him as well. So maybe there was a mirroring between these two people with ego, and kind of like, you know what, I'll do better. You know what I mean? Like I could do better. I don't need this person. And in reality, they both needed each other, right? And they both weren't there for one another. So it's just speaking of like a past where things didn't work out. But the beautiful thing about this reading is like the ending, right? Because we have Destiny, number 16, with the 10 of Cups. So I really feel like it has to do with this king, right? Because the King of Wands is coming up upright at the end, balanced, right, with Temperance and the 10 of Cups and Destiny. So it really shows progression on this king's part, right? Where it's like they've understood an old cycle. They understood where the Queen of Cups was coming from with time. They understood, like, do you know what I'm saying? They're seeing everyone's perspectives, and they're now like clear about where they want their 10 of Cups to be. Even though I feel like they were unclear in the past, could have involved another person into this like situation, made the Queen of Cups leave. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so much that went on in the past, but it's like now they can see with the Destiny and the 10 of Cups, like what it is that they want for their future, right? Like the Destiny card is like, it's unavoidable, right? It's unavoidable. Like I think like even if you have a stallment, like this seems like a stalling, right? Like someone chose maybe the wrong person, or someone like was working in ego. Two people were working in ego, and they're going to end up coming back together, but now it has to be at a later time because they're not working in the right energy, right? Even if it's not this lifetime, the next. But I really feel like it's this lifetime, because I feel like the King of Wands is coming up upright, right? With the Temperance. So they've been being guided and helped, right? Heavily. Even here with the Crone, it's like they have had a lot of help from the divine in trying to like help balance them out and trying to help them see, right? Like see what's going on and seeing everything around them, not just like their own perspective, but taking in the perspective of the Queen of Cups, taking in the perspective of the Queen of Wands. This person is very intelligent. That's what I'm saying. It's not like they don't see. It's just like, now what do I do with all this information that I got, right? And it's like, again, a stalling, maybe a little bit of time is needed. And with the Destiny card, it's like, I don't think these things can be avoided. I don't think anything in the past could have been avoided. Like this is how these people had to learn their lessons. And this is like the karma that this person had to go through. Same as this person. Ego played a role into this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had like their role. Everyone had their faults. And this is kind of where we're at now. The beginning, right? Like a death and rebirth. Like you see the egg here, right? The egg is like the brand new beginning, right? And I feel like everyone here kind of understands where they want their 10 of Cups to be, but the person who understands it the most is this King of Wands, right? And he's been being guided and helped heavily during this time. And that's what I feel like is going on right now. It's like with the Two of Pentacles coming up at the end, a lot of decisions are going to have to be made, right? With the Two of Wands and the Seven of Cups. That's what I'm saying. It's like someone has to be clear. This person, I feel like it was the king, had a lot of options and didn't know how to pick. And it's so funny because I was getting the song from Aladdin, A Whole New World, right? And I was like, what the hell? That has to be my energy, right? Like, I was like, I don't think like that's what I'm hearing. Like, I was like doubting myself heavily. Like, I was like, no. So I kept hearing red letter, red envelope, and that's in that song too. And I'm like, it can't be that song. But it's funny that the Seven of Cups came up, because the Seven of Cups, this in this deck talks about Aladdin, right? And like how he has to like, he has a lot of options, right? He has to pick like the right lamp. And I'm getting that again. So I guess that was right. And again, there's doubt, right? I don't usually doubt myself. Like, I've learned, like, whatever message I get is the message I get, even if it makes no freaking sense to me. It might make sense to you guys. And yeah, like, that's what I'm feeling for this king. It's like there's too many options in the past. They were confused, right? Like, they didn't know what to pick. They were maybe not working in the right energy. And now it's like everything to them, I think, is being balanced, right? With Temperance and this Two of Pentacles, sometimes I see this Two of Pentacles as a balance. And I think that that's what's been going on. They've been being guided. They've been being balanced out. A lot of balance, right? And that's what the ego does. I feel like it tips you to one point. It tips you to a side, right? It's like fear, and then, you know, ego, sadness, like working in like angst and like anxiety and like not knowing anxiety, a lot of anxiety here at the Nine of Swords. It's like not knowing which way to go, and then just choosing the wrong thing, just reacting to life and not like taking a moment to think like, this isn't right for me, or like, I shouldn't do this. You know what I mean? It's a lot of reacting or not doing anything, stagnancy. It could be either or, but I feel like it's the other one. It's like just making decisions blindly, not choosing like the right things for us, because it's like too many options, too much going on. I just have to like pick, right? But now I feel like this king has been very clear, he's gotten clear, and they're about to like set out, right, with the Two of Wands. They're about to go. And I think it's like this letter, right? It's like this communication, this clarity that has come to them. It's now going to be formed into some sort of communication. And I think it has to do with even like the Queen of Cups, like talking to the Queen of Cups and being like, I understand why you left. I understand why you had to go. But like, I want to tell you like where I've been, or I want to, like, they're going to communicate something to this queen, right? They're clear now. So yeah, Scorpio, let's pull some advice for you guys. So Scorpio, I love the advice that you guys got. You guys got Chameleon Spirit, act as if, number 14, making a 5. There's a change gonna happen, right? There's a 5 here. And the change is so within, so without, right? Like, the king is changing, right? He's like learning to be himself. I think I'm getting a lot of the fact that like what he wants to say about this Queen of Wands and the cycle he was in was that he was not being himself. Right, like he was not being authentic to his soul. Like, again, when I'm saying like he wants to talk about like this Queen of Wands, why it's important, and something about family, it's like maybe like this is what like his family wanted for him, right? I feel like strongly it's like family involved in this Queen of Wands. Like, this person was the one that they wanted me to be with. This is a person that like maybe religious factors have to do with like this person, and like, you know, maybe these two people are not of the same religion, because I don't think these people are a true pair. And it's funny because with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, you would think that this is the true pair, but I don't think it is. I think this has to do with like something that makes these people dissimilar, like religion, or like, you know what I'm saying, color, skin, like something dumb, basically, right? A 3D construct. They're like together, they're meant to be together, but it's like these people and the 3D seem more like each other. Do you know what I'm saying? But soul-wise, it's like, no, these people are together. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm getting with, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't think this is a true pair. I think this is like the karmic, right? But it's like, why are they not coming up to the same like suit, right? Why are they the same like wand? And it's because I think it has to do with something like that, something stupid, like something that doesn't mean shit, right? But like in the 3D or to the family or someone else, it means something, right? So that's why it could be like ethnicity, right? Culture, like it's a big thing to the family and it's not to this person or this person, but like that's what 3D does, right? It's bullshit, it's ego, it's not real. At the end of the day, it's not real, right? Like if you're a human and I'm a human and we love each other, and you know what I'm saying, it shouldn't mean a lot. Like it shouldn't mean anything to me personally. And I think that's what these two people, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It's just the timing for this queen, right? It's the timing. And for the king, it's like, I have to explain to you something. And that's where the change is coming in. This person is like, maybe they've been with this person for a long time and like, I can't do this anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't. Like, it's just not right for me. I don't feel like this is the right person for me, right? So act as if it's like, there's a change coming, right? Like they were like being a chameleon where they were just blending into their environment. And I think they're realizing like they don't want to do that anymore, right? Like it's like everyone in the room was like wearing purple, so they wore purple, and then they were really wearing green and they had to go change, right, to be purple. So like everyone could see them as the same. But now it's like, no, I'm gonna wear green or whatever color, and I'm gonna like go to a different place. Do you know what I'm saying? Where I blend in. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about blending in, but it's like they were acting like they were like blending into their environment, and it's not about that, right? It's like they weren't being true to themselves. And with Perpetua, I love this, the scene of authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. Again, it's like the king is waking up to himself, right? With the Temperance, the king is literally waking up to who he is and what he wants, and like it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem that hard anymore. Like this used to be very complicated, and it's not. They know like where they're going. They're about to head out and speak. But I love that Perpetua came out because she talks about writing and self-journaling and reflecting, and that's what we were getting in the beginning, like someone writing a letter. And I think that's what this king needs to do, right? It's like, and maybe the queen as well, if you need like help to understand how you feel, like write it down. Just write anything down. Just start free writing. Self-journaling, like it'll help you see what it is that you really want. Like let's just say you start journaling and you write down like somebody's name, or you're like just writing about somebody, and then you realize like the person you're writing about is someone from the past that you don't speak to anymore. And that's like, wow, how am I still thinking about this person? I must like still be connected to them. I have to communicate to them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like this person is kind of like waking up to the fact that they're like, you know, like it's like, what the fuck am I doing? So yeah, Scorpio, I really love this reading. For whoever I'm speaking to, like good luck. I know that I feel like the king is really being worked on though, and I feel like so is the queen, and I just feel like a big change coming for both of you. So for everyone here. So yeah, Scorpio, I love you guys. I hope this reading resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.